Good morning. I'm Jordan Slocum, and this is the Doane College Review on 99.5 KUTT. Every Saturday morning from 8 until 8:30 a.m., we take a look at all that's going on around Doane College athletics, academics, and more. On today's episode, we talk to Doane head wrestling coach Matt Hansen, Brad Jenny, the head coach of the Doane men's and women's cross-country teams, and we chat with Dr. Jay Gilbert, the director of instrumental music and the chair of the Doane Music Department. With the start of November comes the start of wrestling season, and that's no different for Doane College. Matt Hansen is in his first year as head coach of the Tigers, and earlier this week, I had a chance to talk to him. First off, Coach, heading into the start of the season, overall thoughts on the squad?
They're looking pretty good. We're a young team with some good senior leadership, but overall we're a fairly young team, and I've seen a lot of improvements, in the last couple months, and I'm happy with where we're at. Yeah, I'm excited for the season. I think we're ready to go. We're right where we need to be at this point in the season.
This is your first year as Doane's head coach. How has that transition been?
It's been really, really good. I was an assistant coach at Simpson College prior to taking this head position at Doane, and they're really very similar schools. They're both smaller private schools with great facilities and good staff and just very similar. So it was a fairly easy transition for me. We had a lot of work to do on the front end. I was hired fairly late in the summer, so there was a lot of catch-up to do, but we rolled up our sleeves. I got some good help. I have some good assistance, and we went to work and got a lot of things in place through August and early September. And when the kids showed up on campus in late August, we had things set up and ready to roll.
Talking to Doane wrestling coach Matt Hansen, in the early practices this season, what are some of the focuses you've had?
In this time of the season, we're working on a lot of high percentage holds and attacks and situations that, regardless of your style, you're going to find yourself, in these situations. So a lot of repetition, a lot of high percentage scoring holds, getting the younger wrestlers, the freshmen up to speed on a lot of technical things and getting everyone on the same page, technically. And then, also working on our conditioning base and, going through a progression, a training progression. I think we're set up, and I think we're right where we want to be right now, both, speaking technically and conditioning-wise.
Are there any areas with this group that really stand out as a strength?
Well, we do, like I said, it is a young team. We do have a couple of seniors who are former All-Americans, Kevin Corbett and Cody Linton, and they're providing, some really good senior leadership for these teams. For such a young team to have, two All-Americans in the lineup, that's something that is probably not typical for a third-year program.
Again, talking to Doane head wrestling coach Matt Hansen. With the team or with your experience as a whole, have there been any surprises?
No, not really. I've been doing this for quite a while now, and there's not much that I think is going to surprise me. I prepare myself for pretty much everything, so no real surprises. I have some high expectations, for the guys on the team and for this program, and they know what those expectations are, and that we're working hard to meet them.
Last question, Coach. In the first few events of the season, what are some of the things you want to see from your team?
Definitely aggression and just throwing up points, performance. I don't want them focused on outcomes. I want them focused on, performance-related things. And then the other thing I guess I would say with some of these early competitions, I'm really not certain, our lineup is not set by any means. We're nowhere close to setting a lineup. And, our first competition is a duel, so I had to make some decisions as far as who's going to be starting in that first duel. But then, our next couple competitions, we've got a series of duels that we're wrestling at Bacone on the 14th, and then the UNK Open on the 21st. And in some of these other competitions, that's how the lineup's going to be determined, is who's really going out and competing, and battling for every point, and really going out and competing hard and hustling. So, I'm excited. I want to see aggression and throwing up points, and I'm going to be doing a lot of evaluating during these early competitions, because, like I said, we have several weights where we've got two or maybe even more guys who in the practice room they're really close, and there's a difference between, wrestling in the practice room and then going out and competing in actual competition. So that's one thing I'm also going to be looking at is doing a lot of evaluating during some of these early competitions to determine what our lineup will be. So, and I hope it's a revolving lineup, throughout the season, and guys are battling for starting positions all year. That's what you really want to see as a coach.
That was Doane Wrestling coach Matt Hansen here on the Doane College Review on 99.5 KUTT. And the Doane Wrestling team officially started their season on Thursday, and they were victorious in a duel over Ottawa University. The final score was 32-16. Getting victories for Doane were Jonathan Fletcher, Shelby Thibodeau, Martin Phillips, Lance Lucas, Kevin Corbett, and Kyle Hoffman. This is the Doane College Review on 99.5 KUTT. Every Saturday morning from 8 to 8:30, we take a look at the athletics, academics, and more around Doane College. I'm Jordan Slocum. Since our last episode, a number of events took place over the past 7 days. It all started on Saturday, which was senior day for the Doane men's and women's soccer teams, as well as the football team. The football team had their final home game of the regular season and won convincingly 73-0 over Dordt. Here are some highlights from that game. Good afternoon from Alpapic Field in Crete. Today, the number 5 Doane College Tigers meet the Dordt College Defenders. Fake a sweep, Washington scrambles to his right, wants to throw it. Oh, he's just leveled by Aaron Hamlin at the 35-yard line for a sack.
What a hit by Hamlin on that play. Washington just had to duck and try to take cover.
Ouch. Meyer gets the handoff, goes to the far numbers, 35 to the 40, 45, 50 down the sideline, gets to the 44-yard line of Dordt before he's finally down. Big first down and 1,000-plus rushing yards on the season for Nate Meyer. It'll be a 29-yard field goal. Kick is up, and the kick is through by Jordan Peterson, and Doane leads 3-0. First and 10, he'll hand it off to Nate Meyer on first down, and Meyer up the middle to the 50 to the 45, straight down the middle, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Nothing fancy about it, just straight up the middle for a 59-yard touchdown, Nate Meyer.
No, he made one nice cut back once he hit the hole, and then he was gone. That hole got opened up. I was watching Blake Bunner with a great cut block to knock down a defender that was in the hole, and then from there it was just green pastures for Meyer.
Shadley play action, fires deep far sideline to double coverage. It is caught at the 11-yard line, laying out for it. A huge catch by Jacob Cornelius. Mustafa will be the third tight end on the right side. He goes in motion to the left side. Shadley, play action.
Wide open,
looking for Mustafa. He catches it. Touchdown at the near numbers, about 5 yards deep in the end zone. Najee Mustafa, freshman from Cedar Hill, Texas, gets his first career Doane touchdown. Shadley fakes the handoff, scrambles to his left, throws one-on-one, back corner of the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Jacob Cornelius.
Wow, great catch. He had a corner right with him, and he jumped over him and snatched the ball away from him.
And a great throw by Shadley as well. Play action. Reggie Washington, the freshman, in trouble. Throws easily intercepted at the 40-yard line. Colton Mock to the far sideline, 20, 15, 10. He is in for a touchdown.
Caffey in motion, gets a toss to the far sideline, 46, and Andy Tatum will throw him out of bounds for a turnover on downs. Stewart looking left, one-on-one for Cornelius, lays out for it and catches it in the end zone anyway for a touchdown about 3 yards deep, and Cornelius now he's over 100 yards receiving. Doane up 38-0 on Dordt as we head to halftime. Shotgun look for Brandon Stewart. He'll throw one-on-one looking for Cornelius, and over the shoulder makes the catch right at the sideline, a couple yards deep in the end zone. Jacob Cornelius does it again. Band knows they're running out of time. Gotta go fast.
Speeding up the tempo.
Mustafa, the running back, high snap, turn and a handoff to Mustafa at the 20, 15, takes off, easy's in, touchdown. Wow, opening lane right down the numbers for Najee Mustafa, a 23-yard score, his second touchdown of the game. Handoff to Sondra up the middle to the 5, he's in. He had one guy who lightly tapped him, and then he got through that and took it to the end zone for a 10-yard TD run. Lovell hands off to Jackson Love up the middle to the 5, lowers his shoulder, he's hard to bring down at 240, just powers his way ahead, and he is in for a touchdown. First and 10 from the 25 as the Doane band singing to public address announcer Cody Vance as we listen in. Handoff to Van de Vecht, gets a gain of 2 or 3. I think that guy might have had a hernia when he yelled that.
Yeah.
First and 10 for Doane, 22 yards from the end zone. Jackson Love up the middle of the 15, breaks a tackle, great juke, and he is in for a touchdown, a 22-yard TD run. All Doane today, 73-0 your final score. Tigers keep the unbeaten season going to 8-0. First off, Coach, congratulations on win number 50 with Doane. I'm not sure you knew that.
How many?
You have 50 now with Doane.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I had no idea. I didn't feel like I'd been here that long. Thought we played real well. Across the board, I mean, and from start to finish.
2 games remaining in the regular season. They will be at Briar Cliff next Saturday.
And remember, you can listen to the game against Briar Cliff tonight from the Dakota Dome here on 99.5 KUTT. A quick note, the kickoff time has been pushed back to 7:30. Pregame will begin at 7 o'clock. This is the Doane College Review on 99.5 KUTT. As mentioned, on Saturday, the Doane soccer teams were also in action, playing their final home game of the regular season. For the women's team, it was their final game of the season altogether. They fell 3-2 in double overtime to Briar Cliff and did not make the GPAC tournament. Doane was victorious on the men's side against Briar Cliff 2-1, and they qualified for the GPAC tournament. On Tuesday, in their first-round tournament game, they were victorious in overtime 2-1 over Morningside, advancing to the semifinals. On Monday, the Doane men's basketball team fell on the road to Graceland University by a final of 96-73. Tuesday, the women's basketball team fell to Haskell Indian Nations University by a final of 62-49. On Wednesday, the Doane volleyball team ended their regular season at Hastings College with a 3-set defeat. As mentioned earlier in the program, the Doane wrestling team kicked off their season with a 32-16 dual win against Ottawa University. As for today, it's a very busy Saturday around Doane College athletics. It starts at home with the cross-country teams hosting the GPAC Championships, with the women starting at 10:45 and the men at 11:30. The Doane women's basketball team continues playing in the Cattle Classic. They will be facing 24th-ranked Mayville State University today at 11. The men's basketball team plays tonight at 8 at the University of St. Mary. In tournament action, the men's soccer team plays Hastings College on the road at 7 in the semifinals of the GPAC tournament. And in the quarterfinals of the GPAC tournament for volleyball, Doane is at 10th-ranked Midland University at 7:30. And as previously mentioned, the football team is at Briar Cliff tonight. You can listen on 99.5 KUTT. Pregame begins at 7 with kickoff at 7:30. After running through that list, you'll notice that pretty much all of the Doane teams are on the road for today, with the exception of Cross Country, who is fortunate enough to host the GPAC Championships this year. And heading into the final, head coach Brad Jenny is pleased with how his team looks.
I think our teams are looking good. Our men's team had the best race of their season down at Winfield when we were down there for the Mid-States Classic last meet. And so that's really good to set us up for the conference. And the women's team, another consistent race for them, so that's good.
Over the course of the last month or so, has any area or any runners stand out as most improved?
Well, I think that our depth on both sides has just gotten better and better as the season has progressed. So our our 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 runners have really stepped up. Good consistency out of our top people, and then with that depth really improving on both sides, that's really helped us out quite a bit.
Talking to Doane cross-country coach Brad Jenny, you mentioned a few minutes ago the Mid-States Classic on October 24th. You said it was the men's team's best race they've had. What about it stood out to you?
A couple things. We had some injury issues early in the season, and so we were missing one of our guys at our home meet, and then we were missing another guy at the Briar Cliff meet, and so getting everybody back on the course definitely helped. But then just sort of saw one of our freshmen take off that week, and like I said before, the depth really filled in that week as well, just having a really good race out of our 3-4 guys. And so a combination of everything for the guys, and I'm hoping we can put another good one together this weekend.
When you get to this part of the season, what do you focus on in practice?
Trying to boost their confidence, trying to do things that will, sort of prove to them that their fitness has changed and that they're really ready to go. And so we're not trying to beat them up too much here. Just a little bit of quality to get ready and really boost their confidence.
Talking to Doane cross-country coach Brad Jenny on the Doane College Review, your team gets to host the GPAC final this year. How much of an advantage is that?
Well, it's a great advantage. Cross-country is such a different sport. I mean, everybody's home course is different. And so, and ours is really unique that it's on our campus and it's made out of trails and things, and it's just different. I think that knowing the course is a huge advantage for our team, and we've worked out on a lot during the season. So I think we really know it well. We really are ready for what it has to offer, and then hopefully we'll get a good home crowd that'll push us too. I know that has helped in the past. So.
You've had a chance to see a number of GPAC teams over the course of the year. What does the competition look like for this conference meet?
Well, it's tough. Always in the GPAC and in all sports, it's a tough go. But right now there's 3 women's teams in the top 25 and 2 men's teams, and then on each side there are 2 teams receiving votes. So really, nationally, and that doesn't include Nebraska Wesleyan, who's got a solid group again, both sides. So really, it is a very competitive field, very quality group of runners, and so it should be a lot of fun. Hopefully, the weather will be nice, and we'll just have a really great conference championship Saturday morning.
Talking to Doane cross-country coach Brad Jenny. Last question, Coach. What are the things your runners need to do to be successful Saturday?
Well, they've done a nice job of competing this year, of putting themselves in races and then just competing really well head-to-head against their competition. And if we do that again this week, then I think we should be fine. Just get off the line in good shape and really compete hard throughout the race. And I think that's where the home crowd could definitely help keep us moving through the race. And if we do that, we'll be okay.
Once again, that was Doane College cross-country coach Brad Jenny. And again, at 10:45, the women will begin, and the men will start running at 11:30. And another note for Doane students, there are free breakfast burritos to the first 100 who show up for the cross-country race. Show your ID, and you could have a free burrito. We end today's edition of the Doane College Review with an interview with Dr. Jay Gilbert. He's the Director of Instrumental Music and the Chair of the Doane Music Department. First off, Jay, there's a lot of great events coming up in the coming months, and one right on the horizon on November 11th is the Veterans Day concert. Talk a little bit about that concert.
Well, thanks, Jordan, for this opportunity to speak about Veterans Day, one of our most important holidays. For this is a recognition of service to our country by millions of people. So at Doane College at 7 o'clock on Wednesday night, November 11th, we are going to present a service in which Colonel Craig Strong, who is a lieutenant colonel in the Army National Guard, is going to come and talk to us about the importance of Veterans Day. Also, we will have a color guard from the Crete VFW, and we will have a POW ceremony put on by the Hallam Legion. And then the Doane Band will play some appropriate ceremonial music, including all the service songs of those people who have served our country. It's really a beautiful ceremony, and I'd love to have as many people come and recognize those veterans who come and that have served our country and are still with us, as well as we will remember those who have died in service to our country.
And again, that'll be coming up on Wednesday the 11th, and you said 7 p.m.?
7 o'clock in the Heckman Auditorium on the Crete campus of Doane College.
All right, excellent. That's something definitely to keep an eye on. Talking to Jay Gilbert, the chair of the Doane Music Department and the director of instrumental music. Now, another thing coming up, believe it or not, we're not too far away from December now, and you've got the Christmas Festival on the way.
That's correct. We have this beautiful Christmas concert, actually a set of concerts that our students put on. Approximately 200 students will be involved in the performance of this year's Christmas Festival, led by my good friend and colleague Kurt Runestad. The choral program has 2 choirs, and 2 bands will be featured, as well as a small string ensemble, and Diane Ferguson, our very capable pianist. The music is essentially Christmas music and generally sacred music that we perform, though we will open the concert with Sleigh Ride, one of the most famous pieces of secular Christmas music by the great American composer Leroy Anderson. The concert tickets are on sale. They're $5 a piece, and you can get those tickets by calling us here at Doane College, 402-826-8256, and requesting those tickets. Usually the concerts sell out, so if people are interested in coming, it would be best if they would call ahead and order the tickets as early as possible. There's a Saturday night performance, Saturday night, December the 5th, and then Sunday, December the 6th. The Saturday night performance is at 7:30 p.m. in the Heckman Auditorium, and the Sunday afternoon performance is at 3 o'clock p.m. in the Heckman Auditorium. For people who are unable to get tickets, because it will sell out sometime in November, they are welcome to come to a 9 o'clock final run-through of the concert on Saturday morning, 9 o'clock in Heckman Auditorium. No tickets are required. Last year we had about 100 people attend that particular run-through. And just a beautiful way to get into the Christmas spirit. A beautiful concert, lasts about an hour and 45 minutes.
All right, and then got to get those tickets in advance because they will be going fast, and it's hard to believe that we're so close already to the month of December.
Right, just 30 days. 30 days.
All right, talking to Jay Gilbert, the Doane chair of the music department there. Now, on top of a lot of the great performances that are being held at Doane College, there's a lot of opportunities for those involved with the music program to travel, and one of those opportunities is a tour of Florida coming up.
Right. We are taking our choir to Florida in January. They're going to be gone on a 10-day tour. They're going to sing at a number of United Church of Christ churches. As you may know, Doane is affiliated with the United Church of Christ. So they're giving a lot of church performances. And then they will come home and give a home concert. And that particular concert will take place on Sunday, January 24th, 2016 at 3 p.m. here at Heckman Auditorium at Doane College. The choir is a phenomenal group this year. In fact, they have been invited to come and sing at the Nebraska Music Educators Association convention, and their performance will take place on Friday, November 20th at 11 a.m. in the morning at St. Paul United Methodist Church, downtown Lincoln. This choir is just a beautiful ensemble, and the music making that they're making is just at a very high level. I'm very pleased with the students and their work on this, and that home concert, they will have sung this program many times, and that home concert will be a fantastic performance. Then, later on in the semester, the Doane College Wind Ensemble, that's our top band, has been invited to play on a Sousa Festival concert, which is being given at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. That concert will take place on Sunday, April 3rd at 2 p.m. at the Kennedy Center in Washington. We will play a couple of Sousa marches, and we'll play a piece by Howard Hansen, Nebraska's most famous composer. and then we will play a piece called Slava by Leonard Bernstein. This was a piece that was written for Mstislav Rostropovich, who is the conductor of the National Symphony from its inception when it came to the Kennedy Center in 1974 through the 80s. And this conductor was a good friend of Bernstein's, and Bernstein wrote this lovely little raucous piece, kind of a reflection of his larger-than-life personality. So we're very pleased that we'll be able to play that as well, and some Sousa marches.
And that's certainly got to be so exciting for those involved in that performance to go to such a noted venue with, there's been a lot of big concerts there.
There are a lot of big concerts there. It's one of the premier places to play in the United States. I believe there are actually 4 concert halls in the Kennedy Center complex. And we are so looking forward to being in Washington, and we'll have a day where we can travel around and take in the sights. The band is going to have a clinic with one of the most renowned wind conductors living in the United States. His name is Colonel Arnold Gabriel. He is the Director Emeritus of the United States Air Force Band in Washington, D.C. We'll do that clinic on Saturday, April 2nd with him, and then an opportunity to play on this gala concert at the Kennedy Center. What a great opportunity for the students.
Talking to Jay Gilbert here on the Doane College Review. He's the chair of the Doane Music Department. Now, looking at the Doane program as a whole, what are some of the things that really stand out to you?
Well, I think probably the thing that really drives our program is the high-quality students that we have been able to get to come and be with us and to be in our program. They're hardworking and talented. You probably know, Jordan, as you see them at the football game, that they are a group of students who really enjoy a good time, making a good time for themselves, and also trying to make a good time for the audience. I know that people probably realize, those people that are at the game, that when the visiting team, for example, calls a timeout, the band plays Jeopardy while they figure it out. When the visiting players commit a personal foul, the band might sing "You Lost That Love and Feeling," or they might play Macho Man if somebody commits a flagrant violation of the rules. But the students here are committed to playing at a high level, and we've been very, very lucky to attract quite a number of them to our campus and to be with us. We have 4 bands in the band program: a wind ensemble, a concert band that also has community members in it. We have the pep band, which plays at all home football games, and we have a jazz ensemble, which is an 18-piece select group that plays some of the greatest American jazz, rock, and fusion music written. On the choral side, we have 4 choirs. The Doane Choir, which will be the group that travels to Florida and sings at the Nebraska Music Educators Association convention. And then we have a collegiate chorale made up of 60 of our best underclassmen. And then we have a Jazz Unlimited group, which is a show choir. It's not really a show choir. It's a jazz group, a vocal jazz group that sings with microphones, and they sing kind of like Manhattan Transfer and other jazz groups, very close harmony jazz arrangements. And then we have a men's group called Double Wide, which sings everything from doo-wop to barbershop. Just a wonderful performing ensemble that people just love to listen to sing. So we're very, very blessed here at Doane College with wonderful students and a wonderful music program.
Last question, Jay. If someone listening wants to get involved with Doane music, what are some of the ways they can do that?
Well, coming up very soon, I have the Doane Fall Festival of Winds. We've already picked the bands for it. There are 231 students coming. We had about 260 audition for the 3 ensembles. The choral program is gearing up to have a vocal festival in January, and that vocal festival takes place on Monday, January 11th, 2016. Students will register for that through contact with their teachers. And so students can make contact with their high school choral director and see if it would be possible for them to come to it. We do have audition days for seniors, and those occur in February. All this information is available to everyone on our website, www.doane.edu/visit. If you you're interested in coming to Doane, if you would go there, you would find that there's just a pile of information for you to peruse and to look at coming to us.
That was Dr. Jay Gilbert.